We acknowledge the traditional custodians of country of all First Nations across Australia and their enduring connections to land, sea and community. Let us remember our elders gone before us to the dream time, for it is their shoulders that we stand upon. Their skies are our earth to continue their work effecting a change that they, our ancestors, pioneered for. We pay respects to our First Nations families and our little people, our children, the ones that never made it home and the ones that are yet to. It is for them that our children, given every opportunity, will be our future leaders of a brighter tomorrow. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which filming took place, the Dubbo people of the Wiradjuri Nation.
I've had family be a part of that, and it's sad. It shouldn't be.
That hurts my heart. Yeah, that's why I'm here.
I think due to the historical nature of Australia's history and past policies and things like that, I assumed that statistic would be higher.
Your identity is what gets you through from day to day. A part of your identity is absolutely your culture, your community, your family. If you don't have that, you lose yourself, and I've seen that happen to a lot of people.
If they haven't had the connections or made any connections, where do they go? They're lost. They don't feel like they belong where they've been. If you don't know where home is, you've got nothing. If we don't help guide them, how are they supposed to find their way? It's important, helps heal.
So helping them reconnect with their culture and their identity and who they are and where they come from. That's really important for us. We're the ones that fill the gap between the carers and the family. So I think really focusing on that and building those relationships is really important.
That is our number one priority, in keeping kids together with their brothers, their sisters, their mums, their dads. If that can't happen, then they need to be with people who they are familiar with, connected to thrive in out-of-home care.
We got to remember that family is not just always mum and dad. Family could be my brother, my sister, my aunt, my uncle, my grandma, my grandpa. It could be another person within that family that is not blood related, but it's still your aunt, it's still your uncle. So when you listen and you're talking to the kids and you're asking them, who is it that you want to see, it's important to make sure that they have that connection, because that's probably their safe connection. What's important is that you keep that line open so that if they feel unsafe at any time in their life along the way, they know where they can go.
One of my colleagues says you can make phone calls and do all the internet research you want, but you go back out to Brewarrina with a couple of these kids' names and the first door you knock on, they're going to know who they are and who their family is. It doesn't matter how much work you do in the office, it's nothing compared to actually getting out into the community and talking to the families and the community.
Ask questions. Be curious. Because you don't know if you don't ask. It's conversations with the people who know, to learn about their family, their community, what's important to them, helps you build a relationship so that you know how to interact with that family, how to approach difficult conversations.
One of the other issues we face is some of our carers have had these kids for a long time, and so they've built up a really protective, loving relationship for these kids. And connecting the kids back to their families and their culture and the country where they're from, I know a few of the carers that we have that feel like they're losing the child when that happens. So I think we have to really build a bridge between our carers and the families, build those relationships up and build that connection, both for the child and the family, but also for the carers as well. It starts with communication. So we have to get the families involved, and we have to get the carers involved and bring them together as one. So we're all one big family around these kids.
When you pause and you listen to the voice of that child, they help you do your job better. They guide you, they remind you what's important, and they will always say their family's important. Find the people that they're yearning to see. That's the biggest thing. But if they don't know where they are, that's your job to find them. To me, that's my most important role, is to connect these children that I work with to who they're missing.